Top 5 Face Off contains adult themes and language that some people may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
He's Matt Hurst.
He's Matt Squirrell.
And this is Top 5 Face Off, the official world rankings of everything. What are we ranking today, Hurst?
Well, Squirrel, today we shall be ranking the top 5 post-apocalyptic films or TV shows.
Coming right up after this.
There's more than 5, call Squirrell and Hurst. It's the top 5 face-off, actual fact. It's the top 5 face-off, facts are exact. Top 5 face-off, top 5 face-off, official world ranking. What's next? You decide.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, rankers. Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to the show. Squirrel, for all our new rankers, why don't you tell them what we do here and why we do it?
Welcome, rankers. This is Top 5 Face Off, the official world ranking of everything. Every week, we have a new subject suggested by our Patreons, and we choose the top 5 things in that list, as well as the worst, and we rank them for your ranking pleasure. And then you come onto our website, www.top5faceoff.co.uk, and vote on which one of us is correct. One of us is always correct.
Importantly, we can't get straight to the point because we're British.
Oh, absolutely not.
How's the weather been?
All right. It's been kind of warm. We're into November now. In fact, it's been a very mild November. You, as the gardening person, will probably talk more to that. But the only time it's really rained hard was when I was still outside watching fireworks on Friday. So
Natch.
They were good fireworks, but the weather was rainy. I don't care because I'm waterproof, but it does tend to annoy all the people around me.
Fair enough. We'll come back to the fact that you're waterproof, because combined with the fact that you don't get hangovers, that's probably bumped you up a level on the X-Man rating scale.
You're waterproof as well, Hurst. I'd just like to point that out. I think you're...
Oh, no, I soak up water like a sponge.
What? How? What? Your skin is just naturally porous, but the water doesn't go in you, right? Sorry, talk about the weather, Hurst.
My notes were mild for the time of year. You mentioned about the garden, which is a good point. It's been that mild that my cherry tree has decided to blossom at the end of October going into November.
That's not going to be a very good crop.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a fruit-bearing one anyway. It's relatively young. It might just be a blossom tree, which is fine for me. But it is a bit weird because I've got these little pink flowers and these brown leaves, and it's just a strange combination. I've taken a photo. I'll stick it on the Facebook group so everyone can go, ooh, intriguing. So, yeah, mild for the time of year. That's the weather. Aside from that, what's been going on?
Well, I went to watch the fireworks. It's been Firework Day. Non-British listeners may be wondering why I'm talking about Firework Day in November, especially if you're from America and you think, well, we set off fireworks on the 4th of July. Well, we do it on the 5th of November to celebrate when somebody tried to blow up Parliament but didn't, right? That's kind of the gist of it. Hooray. And we celebrate with massive fires and explosions and playing with explosives in our back gardens. And
it's so British, isn't it? We celebrate the good old college try. We tried to blow up Parliament, didn't get there, so we'll just celebrate a good effort.
Are we celebrating the effort or are we celebrating the fact he was caught?
I mean, who knows anymore?
I thought we were celebrating his execution. That's why we used to burn the guy on the bonfire.
Yeah,
right? Like, you don't see that so much
sense.
anymore. Why don't we burn people anymore as part of the ritual of Firework Day? You don't often see bonfire, let alone with a dude on top. Not a real dude, listeners.
It's an ethical grey area, burning people. I think it's probably best not done.
In the proper olden days, and we're moving right on to this is making me feel old, I guess, they used to make like a scarecrow man and wheel him down the street, didn't they, and collect money for charity. Penny for the guy, they would say.
Gosh.
And then they'd burn him and everybody would cheer, especially the kids would love it if his head fell off. It rolled down the bonfire. Best.
We never had Penny for the guy.
Oh.
That's new to me. Maybe that was quite localised to your street.
Maybe it was just a local thing to me, but yeah. It was just for whatever charity the fireworks show was for that way. But now you just have to buy tickets like everything else. It costs us like 60 quid to go to the fireworks.
Well, what's been gripping my shit this week is also along the same thing. As a person that has 4 rescue dogs who are skittish and reactive, fireworks night would be okay. It's meant to be the 5th of November. Fine. have your display if you must. But it's been going on all fucking week. They had them on Monday. Who does fireworks on a Monday night? Someone at the end of our road, that's who. And it went on for about an hour and a half, and it absolutely
good
ruined
fireworks.
the dogs.
Yeah.
That says maybe, but it was a Monday night and it went on too long for a local residential firework display. And then there were people doing it on Tuesday. Wednesday was fine because that was the 5th. So I was like, you know what? Okay. And then again on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's like that. I get the fireworks are cool, but they should only be allowed on one day because it absolutely messes with pets.
That's true.
Falls to those guys who were just doing it on the wrong day.
Allow me to question you this, fun police. For people that are scared of your dogs, are you happy to only have your dogs on one day? Because I know how fucking noisy your dogs are.
Yeah, no, that's not the same thing at all. I don't have any capacity to stop them from barking at stuff.
But that's probably worse.
I don't choose to make them bark. Is it that people have chosen to make big, loud bangs? Is that worse than my dogs barking?
But you've chosen to have the dogs.
Yeah, and when they bark, I bring them inside so as not to upset the neighbours.
How dare they do the thing they enjoy? It's ruining the thing I enjoy.
Yeah, I think you're looking at that entirely wrong.
Am I? Is that the same way that some listeners listen to the podcast, right?
No, more so. That's a good episode already. Right, so yeah, that's been gripping my shit, but I do need to pop back to what's been going on because Hot Wife Carly had her birthday on Friday, so happy birthday,
Hooray!
Carly.
Happy birthday, Carly. I hope Hurst got you something good. What did you get her, Hurst?
I got her some really cool stuff. I got her a couple of Lego things. One of them was Hey Hey off of Moana. It's a little chicken, for those that don't know. It's her favourite character. She always likes the ones that are like the underdog. You can tell straight away which one's going to be her favourite. So I got her Hey Hey, and I also got her a Lego night bus off of Harry Potter. She was pretty pleased with those. I think she at least made a good pretence as to being pleased. But the ultimate was I got her a Snugsy.
The blankets you wear, right?
No, not
Snugsy's the next step
slanket. No, a Snugsy is like a cross between a pillow and a cuddly toy. In fact, wait there, Squirrel.
This is excellent content for our audio listeners.
Yeah, but we're going to give this to all our special Patreons. We're going to get some stuff posted. That's outstanding stuff.
I love you keep giving me more work to do.
That's fine. I can do it. Just give me access. So a Snugsy, I got one of those, and it's absolutely banging. One of those things that I saw it online and I thought it's going to be either one of those amazing internet purchases where it's everything you hope for, or it's going to be one of those really disappointing piece of crap. Yeah. And it was not disappointing at all.
Oh, they're great. Excellent. Yeah, they are. Hurst has shown me his Snugsy. It is indeed brilliant. So there we are. Giggity.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Carly.
Happy birthday, Carly.
So we should probably also say what's going on right now for the Rankers. We are doing a new format for the show.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you tell them a little bit more about that, Squirrel?
It's pretty simple, Rankers. Life is busy, so this show will be coming to you every 2 weeks, every second Wednesday, rather than every week. That's pretty simple. You will have longer to vote. I can't tell you exactly how long you'll have to vote because I'm going to put a thing on which stops you from being able to vote when we have recorded the episode, because obviously when we record it, that is the final say. But it'll be at least a week.
Yeah.
And then once a month, every 4 weeks or so, we will do something special for our Patreons. What's our first special thing, Hurst? Tell them all about it.
Our first special thing is going to be a top 5 dwarfs from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, you've been waiting to do that for ages because I haven't seen Snow White and the Seven fucking Dwarfs. Right. You won't be able to vote, Patreons.
Well, you did put me on the spot.
I did put you on the spot because I had no idea what we were going to do because they can't vote for things.
No, we'll do that one because, again, it's pretty simple. It's a short film and they don't actually have much going on except their names.
There's much going for them.
So you can just decide which one you like best. Yeah, I mean, you could do.
I might do that. I might pick it based on their names, watch the film and just assume stuff about them.
Yeah, there you go.
And you can tell me how close I am. No, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because we don't want to ruin the surprise, Patreons. But rest assured, something special is coming.
hopefully Squirrell will give me access to Patreon and I'll dick about with it, and hopefully I'll be able to post the odd bits here and there that are going to be purely for our Patreons.
And it's a bargain price of £1 a month. Don't forget, bankers, £1 a month for me to have to now do shit tons of work on the website to make sure that only certain people can listen to certain things. But it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm good at that.
Did you just call them bankers?
No, I meant to say rankers. Did I call them bankers? Sorry,
I
rankers.
thought you said bankers. It's either you said that or I heard it wrong. Anyway, we should probably get to what happened last time. Who won?
We'll start with the first one, and it says, "Now that I'm a member of the Big Girl Patreon, does my vote count more?" That's from Meg98. Thanks, Meg.
Of course it is.
Who, of course, became a Big Girl Patreon, an official supporter back last week.
And in answer to your question, who did you vote for?
She voted for me.
Then no.
I imagine. All right, let's have a vote for you, Hurst. A lot of the comments for you are very long, Hurst. Your rankers have been bashing away at their keyboards, so here we go.
Thanks, guys.
Well, it's not necessarily a good thing, Hurst. We'll decide whether it's a good thing in a moment. As much as I adore American Werewolf in London, brackets, such glorious film and with a fun soundtrack, exclamation point, close brackets, Return to Oz has swung this one for me. Creepy and unsettling the whole way through. My well-meaning dad put it on to distract me while he did some very important dad jobs and returned to find his 7-year-old daughter utterly traumatized, brackets. He later made a similar mistake when he let me watch Rocky Horror far too young, but that changed me in a very different way, exclamation point, close brackets. A brilliant episode. Thank you, guys. Perfect listening for a post-Halloween sugar hangover. Love from Glitterbug. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Thanks, Glitterbug.
Good shout, Glitterbug. It was absolutely traumatizing. I'm glad that I'm not alone in that. I didn't think I could be.
Hat tip to the greatest actor of our generation, Mr. Matt Hurst. It's either that or he genuinely thought that Return to Oz was anything other than a batshit choice for a number 4 in his top 5 horror movies. What the fuck? Seriously, what the actual fuck? Trooper. So differing opinions between our rankers there, Hurst.
Yeah. In fairness, I did deliberately make them think it was going to be The Exorcist when it wasn't. So,
no.
I played the game a little bit, but I still maintain that's an absolutely horrifying film.
Well, let's continue. Excellent episode. Tough one to call, but Blair Witch sealed it for me. Quick pause. Who do you think they voted for, Hurst?
Me.
You're right. Well, this was not so bad. I loved it when it came out, and it was the scariest film I'd seen to that point. However, I rewatched it recently, and I just found it boring. Maybe it's to do with being 30 years older or whatever. Brackets. I felt similar with The Ring as well, close brackets. But there are still horror films from 30 or even 40 years ago that I love. I was a little surprised not to see any of the 80s/90s slasher type films on there. Brackets, Elm Street, Friday, Halloween, Scream, Summer, etc. But I guess it's another topic when there are thousands of potential candidates, so perhaps it was to be expected. Also, because, this hasn't gone on for long enough. Also, for worst film, The Human Centipede 3 is a million miles worse than the first one, whereas 2 is the best in quotes, as they are all pretty awful. We're in 2 layers of brackets right now, by the way. We've moved to square brackets.
This is a person who liked Inception, I'm guessing.
Where are we? Christ, I'm so lost.
Brackets
anyway,
within
this
brackets.
is all brackets. Ah, yes. 2 is the best one of the series, if only for the meta commentary on offer. Close brackets. Right. This is already too long. Bye. That's it. No name. All that, and they didn't put their name on. They thought, I've gone on for too long. I can't possibly waste another 5 to 10 characters on saying who I am. So I'm just anonymous. Well, thanks, anonymous.
Any others?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The boys with a Z are back. That was all in capital letters. After weeks of solo ranking, it's nice to have the biggest rankers back. Now, we're not the rankers. You're the rankers. We are the higher architects. You should know this, honestly. Educate yourselves. Squirrell gets the vote this week with a solid 5 movies, including 2 that made me scared of the dark for a few nights. My own personal trauma was watching the terrible film Leprechaun far too young and being unable to sleep without being tucked in on all sides, lest I would be pricked and turned into foliage. Brackets. It's a weird film, close brackets. Welcome back. Love and hugs, Davpaz. Thank you very much, Davpaz, for your comment and for voting for me. Another long one for you, Hurst. I tell you, your fans, they do like going on
They are verbose. Good on them.
Yeah, that's telling. Good afternoon. Very polite.
That's formal. Like it.
Voted for Hurst because the horror of what lies beneath the sea has stuck in my head ever since I saw it aged 8, brackets, watched it for a crack in the door to the living room, close brackets. The slightest brush against me when I'm in the sea makes me think I'm about to become a particularly tasty hors d'oeuvres for an aquatic monstrosity or get pulled down to become the prime exhibit in the cabinet of curiosities. Noble mention for Blair Witch, as that was a first date film for me once. Whoops. Yours, Bill Preston. Thanks, Bill.
Nice. Shall we jump to the result, or are we going to keep going?
I got one more, and this is maybe an important one, Hurst, because, well, I'll just tell you. Welcome back, Mats. One of the T's in brackets. Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
Nice.
I don't think Hurst gets horror, apart from Alien. That's unfair, in my opinion. Excellent choice all round. Squirrell got this one easy, and you two need to accept that your worst spot influences everyone's votes. Facts. And that's from Money Slinger.
Oh, that's real.
Now, skipping over the fact that I'm not sure it was fair that you don't get horror because you had The Shining.
Jaws the Shining Psycho.
Yes.
How are they not horror?
But a worst spot probably does influence people, Hurst. I mean, it shouldn't. And we tell you, rankers, that it shouldn't, but we know it's gonna. All right. Hurst, it's tight. Oh, we had an evenish number of comments. Apologies if we didn't read out your comment. Actually, I've only got one more. It's really short. Jaws is one of my favourite films, so this was an easy choice. Return to Oz is terrifying, so yeah, season 2 is the season of Hurst. I've got a good feeling about it. That is from The Vision. Thanks, The Vision.
Yeah, it's a nice one, The Vision. To the chase.
It's close. It's close, Hurst. Are you ready?
Go on.
One vote in it.
Oh, wow.
Hurst, I got 18.
Okay.
Did you get 19 or 17, Hurst? 19 or 17? How do you feel? What did your gut say?
19.
No.
Oh.
You got 17. I squeaked a win in the horror episode, which is, of course, what you wanted to happen because you'd taken your list away.
At least I don't have to go searching for that anymore.
That's true. So here we are. My first time with the music. Let's see how I do. Number 5, it was An American Werewolf in London. At number 4, it was Paranormal Activity. At number 3, Event Horizon, which nobody commented on. At number 2, The Blair Witch Project. And number 1 of the top 5 scariest horror movies of all time, it is Ridley Scott's Alien.
Tweet.
So there we are. Thanks for voting, everybody. And do we do anything else, or we just get ranking now, don't we, Hurst?
We're going to get ranking. Excellent. So we are now to the important crux of the show where we are doing our votes. But prior to launching into that, we need to decide who's going first. How are we going to do that?
I'm going to flip the coin of destiny, Hurst. Here we go. Oh, it went in my candle. Fortunately, my candle is not lit.
I thought it got in a drink. It sounded like it got in a drink.
Can you see what it is?
Heads for Hurst.
It is heads for Hurst. Give it up, Hurst.
The category this week
This show
is the top 5 post-apocalyptic TV shows or movies. And this was a difficult one, I realised, because TV shows, I don't know if you found the same thing, are at a massive disadvantage for this, for 2 reasons. One, when we're doing it and we want to go back and rewatch a movie just to get some finesse out of it, that's 2 to 3 hours of our lives we have to invest in going back through a movie. If you want to go back through 10 seasons of a TV show, you can't really do that in an afternoon. So that's difficult for the TV show. So I did try and take that into account a bit with my rankings. But anyway, let's dive straight in. And my number 5, I have the film The Book of Eli from 2010, directed by the Hughes brothers, starring Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman, and Mila Kunis. Basically, 30 years after the world was largely blinded by some kind of fire or sun. They don't really go into the deep specifics of it. And the ensuing chaos wiped out most of humanity. A lone man walks west. His name is Eli, a drifter with a razor-sharp machete, a mission, and a book, the Book of Eli, that might just rebuild humanity. So Denzel Washington moves through the wasteland like a prophet crossed with a gunslinger, radiating calm and purpose and a touch of divine menace. Basically, the Hughes brothers paint their post-apocalypse landscape in this sort of bleached sepia tones, somewhere between kind of The Road and Mad Max in terms of the tones that are going in there. It's sun-scorched highways, tattered towns, and the silence that hums with violence. When the action does hit, it's surgical. Fight scenes are elegant silhouettes with Denzel cutting through raiders and sinners like Uma Thurman cutting through the Crazy 88. Gary Oldman plays Carnegie, who's a petty tyrant in search of the book that Eli is carrying. Doesn't realise he's carrying it at the beginning. But not for faith, but for control. And their battle becomes something bigger. Basically, the war for the soul of the survivors. Book of Eli has a good mix of calm, which builds into tension, which is released by action and a clever story that pulls it all together. It's also got a banging twist. Minor spoiler, but it's after 15 years, and I think we've put down our 10 years as our statute of limitations.
Right, it's 10 years limitations, right?
I think so. By then you really ought to have watched it, but I'm not going to say what it is, but there is an excellent twist in it that makes you want to watch the whole thing again. It's that kind of a whoa! Plus also it's got Denzel Washington, Mila Kunis and Gary Oldman, all of whom I think are fab. So it's a great cast.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, I like the mix it has. I like that it was a different play. I'm not a religious person myself, and there was a kind of a religious undertone to it, but it didn't either dominate it if you are a religious person or detract from it if you're not. It was just an interesting thing to hang the story on. It was interesting and different, which in a genre that it's hard to, separate yourself from the crowd, and we've obviously found a few that have. I felt that really did it. So this week I've got two things. I've got Hurst's final thoughts, sum up.
Oh.
A post-apocalyptic Western with biblical backbone. Part samurai myth, part spiritual parable, proof that even after the end, belief can still carry weight. So that's Hurst's final thought. And I've done a fun fact for all of mine. Obviously, the final one's going to have a fun estimated fact in it as well. So the fun fact for this one is that Denzel Washington trained for months with martial arts choreographer Jeff Imada. Most of his fight scenes are, in fact, single take, which is very rare in modern action cinema.
Gosh, yes, it is.
And when you see the fight scenes, they are fluid and they look awesome. So that just makes it even better. So number 5, Book of Eli.
Brilliant. Sounds all right. Maybe I'll watch it. My number 5 is, mine's a bit small. Indie film that not many people have heard of, but it's called WALL-E, and it is about a robot who lives centuries in the future after Earth has fucked itself. So yeah, WALL-E, you've all seen WALL-E. It's a Pixar movie. He is left behind on Earth, but then does he meet Eva before he gets onto that ship?
I think
after?
so. Yeah, I think he meets Eva on Earth, doesn't he?
And that's right. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And then they go into space, right? Yes, she takes him to space, and then they find humanity, or what's left of humanity, on a big mothership of relaxation and what's the word for it? Not leprosy, lethargy. Thank you, Hurst. Yes. So it's a different post-apocalyptic film in that sense, because the humans seem very happy to be having their every whim serviced by robots of some kind or another, but it is still the end of humanity in that sense. It's a Pixar movie. Obviously, it's great. Barely any dialogue in this whole film because WALL-E doesn't talk. Well, can you say there is dialogue? Because he makes noises. Do they have to be words to be dialogue?
I think so.
All right. Well,
I don't know. Malcolm's, let us know.
Yeah, let us know, Film Malks, if it counts as dialogue. Does like R2-D2's beeping, is that dialogue? I bet it's in the script as R2 beeps.
I'm wondering if the log relates to some kind of Latin word around language, and then does beeps count as a language? Is Morse code language?
Maybe. Well, the mouse can let us know for sure. But yes, WALL-E was a glorious little movie. It was Pixar, so of course it was lovely. And most of it was done with facial expressions of a thing that didn't have a face. Obviously, I won't go on for it for too long because this is only number 5, something that my co-host appears to have completely just thrown out of the window. But I do have a thing. I have a thing for you, Hurst, this week as well. And that is, a little quiz thing. What caused the apocalypse? Now, do you know what caused the apocalypse in WALL-E?
I do not remember.
Oh, that's fair enough. It's an old film, 2008. Basically, consumerism and corporate excess. People kept buying stuff and there was mountains of rubbish. Wall-E was originally like a robot for clearing up rubbish. Incredibly ineffective at his job, by the way. Like, there's far better designs for that robot. But anyway, humanity left Earth while the cleanup was happening. It was meant to take 5 years and it went on and on and on for centuries. Like any other project. Wasn't managed properly, yes, probably. So there we are. Yeah. Number 5, Wall-E.
Oh, bravo. No, that was a good shout. It bothered my list for sure because it is just a great film. Apocalypse doesn't have to be horror, but it tends to lead itself that way because the end of the world as we know it is a horrifying thought. Anyway, my number 4 is a very budget film that went mad and spawned an entire new generation of zombies. It is 28 Days Later from 2002. Can you believe that? That's 23 years ago that came out.
Well, absolutely.
Directed by Danny Boyle. Of course you can. Starring Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, Brendan Gleeson, and Christopher Eccleston. Basically, Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, wakes up in a deserted London hospital, eerily silent and still. The city is not sleeping. It's been emptied. Let the nightmare begin. Murphy's blank-eyed innocence, Naomi Harris's steely resolve, and Christopher Eccleston's creepy army bad guy combined to make 28 Days Later less a horror film and more of a fever dream about the fragility of civilization. God, I'm so wanky these days. Basically, Danny Boyle took guerrilla filmmaking and a £5 million budget and turned it into a genre revolution. The early dawn shots of London, eerily vacant except for flapping paper and distant alarms, became an instant cinematic legend. And then, just as you're lulled by the quiet, enter the sprinting infected and the game changes forever. They're not slow, lumbering undead. There's no more Romero-style shamblers. They are fast, furious, and horrifyingly human. It's an outbreak that feels more like mass psychosis than zombie horror, and that's why it made my list. As a film, it's good, impressive even given the budget and the new angle on it, but it hasn't, actually, funnily enough, isn't really one of my favourites. It's in my top 5 because I think it's just a complete step change, a rejuvenation for what was kind of a tired and old genre in zombie, and it has just spawned some incredible films off the back of it. And as the original, I felt it needed to get a shout out. So after that, in 2004, you had Dawn of the Dead and Resident Evil Apocalypse. 2007, I Am Legend. Zombieland 2009, The Crazies 2010, Train to Busan 2016, World War Z 2013, Girl with All the Gift 2016, Army of the Dead 2021. These are all films that came out afterwards and used the new speedy zombies. And really before that, they've been precious. Zombies, nice. Before that, they've really been precious few attempts at fast zombies. There was 1980's Nightmare City and 1985's Return of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Something none of them that had the cultural impact and that the swing that opened the door like 28 Days Later. Controversially, perhaps, I actually like 28 Weeks Later better. I think it's a better film with more nuance.
Oh, God. There's our number 4 moment for Hurst.
But 28 Days Later is the one that changed everything. So that's why it's on my list. I think it's not just for what I thought, but the cultural impact of it was massive. So, Hurst's final thought?
Yes.
The film that put adrenaline back in the undead. It didn't just infect its characters, it infected the entire genre. And your fun fact?
Oh, yes.
The scenes of empty London were filmed at 4 a.m. with police blocking roads for only a few minutes at a time. Boyle shot fast, and the apocalypse never looked so real.
Well, there you are.
Number 4, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, it's all filmed on camcorders, and the most recent one was all filmed on iPhones, right? It was interesting that you put Resident Evil Apocalypse as inspired by 28 Days Later and not, the first Resident Evil movie which came out before 28 Days Later.
But that wasn't super speedy running zombies, was it?
They had fast and slow. I mean, the first zombie that Romero put on screen was running.
Well, you can only use what you can find on the old internet, can't you? And there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. But in fairness, all those other ones that came out after it did use a very similar style of rage.
I'm going to chat about zombies as well, Hurst, but it's not the same film. Ooh. Nearly all zombie films are kind of post-apocalyptic films, really. In fact, I'm struggling to think of a zombie film which is localized and doesn't spread out over the whole world. But anyway, who cares? My number 4 is from 2009, and it is Zombieland.
Nice.
Zombieland is funny as piss. It's up there in my top 25 favourite films. Zombieland is absolutely great. It's in the US, obviously post-apocalyptic. It's overrun by undead people. I believe they do call them zombies. There seems to be a thing in zombie films, especially more recently, and by more recently I mean in the last 20 years, that they'll call them anything else besides zombies. They'll call them like walkers or biters or shamblers or the infected, right? But never zombies. I think 28 years later used the word zombie. I think it might have been the first time they'd ever done it in all three films. But anyway, that was a brief aside. Yes, Zombieland is all about a college student who's known as Columbus, because that's where he came from. That's how they kind of call everybody in this film, who survives by following a set of rules, which I haven't been smart enough to write down, but the rules are like cardio, right? And seatbelts.
Double tap.
Double tap, correct. All things to keep him safe in the zombie apocalypse. And he teams up with gun-toting Tallahassee, who's played by Woody Harrelson, who's just always Brilliant. Good value. And then later on, sisters Wichita and Little Rock, although...
So Tallahassee, I think, not Tallahassee.
Oh, what did I say? Tallahassee? Oh, yeah, Tallahassee, you're quite right. I'm just... Tallahassee? Where the fuck is that? They're all searching for a zombie-free area, and Tallahassee is also searching for the world's last Twinkie, because that's what he wants, a goddamn Twinkie. Interestingly, Woody Harrelson is a vegan, so that was a fake Twinkie. It's funny. It is kind of scary in some places, but not really. It's more about being funny, and they just pitched it perfectly. Like, it's properly self-aware, but it's never trying to be too clever. It's never too smug with it. It's just good, funny stuff, and it's unlike some zombie movies like 28 Days Later, where you were saying like it's bleak as piss, right? There doesn't seem to be any sort of anything on the horizon for your characters. In Zombieland, they often seem to be having quite good fun whilst living among the zombies, which I loved it. And genuinely, there aren't many apocalyptic films where I'm like, I would like to be hanging out with these people, just fucking shooting zombies and going, Billy fucking Murray.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff.
It is a brilliant film.
Hurst, why did the zombie apocalypse happen in Zombieland?
Because zombies happened. I think they made the zombies occurred.
Well, yeah, that's what caused the zombies to occur.
I don't know, some kind of virus.
It could have been. I think so. It was a contaminated batch of mad cow disease, which mutated into mad person disease. So there we are.
I mean, that's mostly what happens, isn't it, these days for the zombie ones? It's take a punt.
Take a punt, right?
Great shout on Zombieland. Woody Harrelson in anything is basically gold.
Like whether he's in Cheers 1 billion years ago or whether he's in Venom.
When I was at work on Tuesday, I was watching Friends with Benefits with one of my service users, and Mila Kunis, obviously delightful.
Yes, is Woody Harrelson in that as well?
Yeah, he's the sports writer at GQ with Justin Timberlake's character, and he's gay, and he plays it so brilliantly. He's like solid gay, like really sporty and stuff, not in any way stereotypical. And he has lines like, "Hey, come on, we could go and cruise for some pipe." It's just like brilliant. Whatever Woody Harrelson does, he does it brilliantly. So, yeah, great shout.
All right, cool. What's sitting in your halfway slot, Hurst?
On my hump day decision is probably going to feature again, I would guess, knowing you as I do. It is Mad Max Fury Road from 2015. Mad Max Fury Road is basically a 2-hour chase sequence disguised as a movie. It's metal madness and myth roaring across the sands of oblivion. World's gone dry, water is power, gas is life, and hope rides shotgun. Tom Hardy steps into Mel Gibson's dust-caked boots as Matt Rockatansky, a haunted drifter with more trauma than dialogue. Really doesn't say that much in the film.
Yep.
But make no mistake, the film really belongs to Charlize Theron as Imperator Furiosa. One arm, shaved head, eyes blazing, she steals the screen. And you know, you sometimes watch something just assume that the writers were high. This one felt to me like the whole film was written in the 5 seconds after an adrenaline injection to the heart. See Pulp Fiction, more Uma Thurman and Quentin Tarantino analogies, yes. Like where he injects her. And
that's the second time you've mentioned Quentin Tarantino. You mentioned Kill Bill earlier, right?
That's
Kill Bill's out in the cinemas next month, December the 5th, the new version of Kill Bill. Yeah.
Blimey.
I'm all over that. Sorry, carry on.
So whilst Fury Road, it lacked enough nuance and range for it to make my number one. It isn't just chaos for chaos' sake. Beneath the nitro and the noise lies a story about redemption, rebellion, and the fight to try and reclaim humanity from tyranny. Furiosa doesn't want to survive the world. She wants to change it. She wants to make it better. There is a story holding it together, but it is relentless action, which I know sits squarely in your wheelhouse, but I like a little bit more up and down on my roller coaster rather than just down, down, down. That's the end of the ride.
Sling me at the floor forever.
Also, shout out to Duforia for playing electric fire guitar whilst hanging off a rig made of amps.
Oh, yes.
Just brilliant. Absolutely unnecessary, but at the same time, so necessary.
Fucking super cool.
The ambience of the film is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a fun film. So, Hurst, final thought. The apocalypse as opera. Loud, beautiful, relentless. A fever dream of dust and diesel that proves you can find poetry in a car crash. And the fun fact.
There you are.
Nearly 80% of the film's effects were practical. Real cars, real stunts, real lunatics strapped to poles, swinging through fire.
Yep, CGI was mostly used to change the colour of the sky, especially in the dust storms, and to take out rigging, right?
Yeah.
When they had ropes tied to them so they didn't just splatter onto the floor.
And you can feel it. It's got a real authenticity to it.
It's so kinetic, right?
Yeah.
It's like Top Gun 2 in that sense. You could tell that they were getting shuffled about by those planes. And yeah, Fury Road was similar.
So that's my number 3.
Maybe we'll talk about it some more. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what might come up in the future? It's not my number 3, yes, because my number 3 is my only television show that I've got on my list. But again, we have discussed it before. My television show is the outstanding Battlestar Galactica from 2004 till 2009. Now, the Earth wasn't destroyed in Galactica, of course. The 12 colonies were destroyed by the Cylons. Boo! And the rest of the show is about the people alive on board one spacecraft, which is Battlestar Galactica, and many more spacecraft, but they're all hanging around with Galactica to stay safe, and them bumbling around the universe trying to find a safe place to live. If Zombieland was the apocalypse that I would have liked to have lived in, Battlestar Galactica is the bleakest fucking thing you have ever seen. 12 planets just all gone. Who's left? Us on our little spaceship. Fucking hell. There's this outstanding part in the pilot episode where things are just kind of coming back together. An organization is just kind of starting to happen again. People understand that everything has been destroyed and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. And there's this, people have kind of set up a looking for /found section where people go along and say, have you, give them the names of the members of their family, and they check down lists and say, okay, no, they haven't come in yet, or whatever. Or yes, they have come in, they're staying on board the Pegasus 1 or something. And this lady goes up, who you later learn is kind of a main part of the crew, but you haven't really met her yet. She goes up and asks about her parents, and the person's sitting there very busy, like chaos everywhere. And the person goes down the list and says, they haven't come in yet. Do you have a photo of them? She's like, yes, I have a photo of them. It's like, okay, cool. Go out round the corner, stick the photo on the wall, and if they see it, they know someone's looking for them. Right? Very good. Seems, the best they can do without computers or anything like that. So she goes around the corner, and this corridor is fucking massive, and it's all photos. And it's just such a kick in the face. And you're like, oh, fuck, she is never fun. Everyone is dead. Everyone is dead. Like, the chances of them being alive are so small that it's basically a rounding error. And it's just so fucking bleak. And it continues to be bleak for like 5 years until potentially the last 3 episodes at max. And it's great. I love it. I've talked about it on the show before. It is space fighty action. It is courtroom dramery. It is religious. It is religious ideology. It is fucking brilliant. It's kind of praised by real world military strategists and political scientists and medical scientists about all the things it got right. The creators of it spoke at the UN on how to resolve tensions between warring parties. I mean, what the fuck? They're just some dudes that wrote a TV show. Brilliant. Galactica, number 3, Bosch.
That's funny because you've chosen 2 sort of sci-fi post-apocalypses, which I think shows a real optimism from you, unwittingly perhaps, that the apocalypse ain't going to happen for a long time yet. Whereas I feel like, no, it's all stuff that could happen like in the next 5 years.
Galactica was a long time ago, but yes. Galactica, when they actually got to Earth, they're the reason humanity exists on Earth. spoilers, for a show that's 21 years
Is that
old.
not them pre-apocalypse?
It's the pre-apocalypse of Earth, but it is the apocalypse of the 12 colonists that causes such a thing.
Right. I suppose we didn't actually say what
Didn't specify where the apocalypse
was. Apocalypse? A
Apocalypse.
character from Asterix.
It's such a hard word.
Apocalypse.
I've just seen my next one. Fuck. Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, no, very good. Fair play. I shall move on to my number 2 then. So, number 2. I've also chosen a TV show for my number 2.
Ah.
And this one is still running in spin-offs, I believe, and it's The Walking Dead.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay.
So that's in your worst, is it?
Not the worst, but I'm surprised. I mean, I enjoyed it for like 3 seasons and then, yeah.
Well, this is the thing. So, well, I'll work through it. So the story of it is when Sheriff Rick Grimes wakes up from a coma to find the world's gone cold and crawling.
Sounds familiar.
The apocalypse isn't a bang. It's a slow heartbreak for him. The genius lies in the grind. It's not so much about the zombies. It's about the people trying to stay alive. And as it goes on, the zombies become less and less a part of it. And it's more of an inconvenience, a slight encumbrance that happens from time to time. It's more about the story of how people evolve. But yeah, every safe haven turns sour. Every new leader corrupts. Every moral line gets blurred as it goes along. And in between there's silence and sweat and then the gut punch realization sometimes the living are way more dangerous than the Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln plays Rick. It evolves from him being a humble lawman in a small town to a haunted warlord, a man who loses everything except his will to protect. It's a brilliant character study. Norman Reedus gave us Daryl, who's just brilliant with his crossbow. He's a modern icon of the apocalypse. And then Melissa McBride played Carol, who proved that quiet trauma as the domestic violence suffering housewife and turns into quiet strength and deep resolve, and she becomes just a real badass. So I just think there's a lot of really nice character studies in there. And actually, I read a lot of the graphic novels before it came out, so I was reading those on the train to work when I first met you. Everyone else is sitting there with their books or their iPhones, and I was reading graphic novels about The Walking Dead. And it does veer quite a long way from the graphic novels fairly early on, but it keeps a good few parts of it and the characters.
Daryl, right? Especially Daryl was meant to die pretty quick, but all the fans loved him, so they kept him in the show.
So anyway, yes, it meandered, and I'm with you on the first 3 seasons, etc. And that's really what stopped it taking top spot. And I didn't end up finishing it. It had periods when it lost me for a bit. But ultimately, because it's a TV show, it's like watching all of the Godfather films and then rating them based on the 3rd installment, because it's just an ongoing, it's one story. Whereas if you took the first season as Walking Dead 1, you'd be like, whoa, that was amazing. But because it had time to kind of disappear up its own arse, this is why I don't think it's possibly fair for us to, in the future, compare TV shows with films, because you've got so much more to do to make a TV show and keep it interesting. And some of the best TV shows, I mean, think Lost, it started brilliantly and turned into absolute dog shit. Heroes looked like it was going to be brilliant and then got disappointed.
Oh my God, so quickly as well.
Yeah, and there were so many TV shows that if you just went, right, we'll take the first 3 seasons of that and judge it based on that. And that's what makes a difference. So
not Heroes though. Heroes immediately shit at the start of series 2.
No, like, it promised a lot.
So
after the writer's strike, that was awful. But so that's why I thought, you know what, we can't really compare them to film in the past, but it was brilliant, and it had me from the farm days, the prison, the governor, possibly up to just before Negan's arrival. I think it was just unmissable television. It was balancing horror with humanity like nothing else that was out. There were no good zombie TV shows, really, ongoing ones that evolved and had good character studies, good cast. So I've put it in at number 2 because of how it started and to make it fair against the other films, because a lot of things disappear and go off a cliff if you do them for too long. So there we go. So Hurst, final thought.
Ooh.
The apocalypse doesn't end, it drags. The Walking Dead made us live in that decay week after week, showing that survival isn't easy. Staying alive is hard. Staying human is harder.
It certainly dragged.
It did drag, but for the first 3 or 4 seasons, it was just fucking brilliant.
Yes, but then they just did the first 3 seasons over and over. Well, there's like this: go somewhere safe, face threat, leave. Go somewhere safe, Face threat. Leave.
But if you think how many hours of Mad
so many
Max
hours
you'd
of
have to
TV.
watch to match up to 3 seasons of Walking Dead, that would drag.
Oh, I
Or
fucking
you'd
love it.
die of overadrenaline.
Oh, you die. yeah.
But that's the thing. They wouldn't be able to keep that kind of energy up.
No, the
4
actors
seasons.
would also die.
So I thought,
what's
you know
your fun
what?
fact, Hurst?
My fun fact is the word zombie is never spoken once across all 11 seasons, which we've
Like I
discussed
said.
already. Walkers,
Yeah.
biters, roamers, lurkers, but never, ever zombies.
All right, Hurst, just a little challenge because I've just looked them up. How many of the spin-offs can you name?
There's the Book of Daryl, Book of Carol, which is Daryl Dixon's spin-off, isn't it?
Daryl Dixon. It's just called Daryl Dixon, according to this.
Yeah, there's Daryl Dixon, but there's now one out called the Book of Carol, isn't there?
Not that I can
Dixon, the
see.
Book
Is
of-
my list shit? Is this bad already? Walking Dead, the Book of Carol. That's the second season of that series. So, all right, they
so
just
it's
changed the
not
name
an
of that one.
alternative
Okay.
spin-off. It's a
I'm giving you
furthering of a
2
spin-off.
points, Hurst. Good work. Any more?
I don't know any of the others.
All right, get ready. There's The Walking Dead, Dead City. There's Fear the Walking Dead. There's The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. There's The Walking Dead, World Beyond. There's Tales of the Walking Dead. There's The Walking Dead, Red Machete. There's The Walking Dead, Torn Apart. There's The Walking Dead, The Oath. And The Walking Dead, Cold Storage. Jesus Christ.
Right, so my number 2 is Walking Dead seasons 1 to 3.
Right, excellent. They have run out of ideas on whatever channels this is on. Is it HBO?
Yeah, I think so.
Owned as AMC.
But it's also as long as you can keep draining money out of the money cow, keep on working those adders, they will do it.
God, there can't be that many people still watching it, surely. I mean, gosh, I'm surprised anyone. They must be super hardcore fans if they're still hanging in there and watching all that as well. Like, fucking hell, come on.
Yeah. No, I absolutely see your point. I think the same reason I did
I
28
liked
Days
it. Don't
Later.
get me wrong. Yeah, I loved them.
Even though it wasn't my favourite.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I'm trying to do what's
Right.
right for the rankers. I'm trying to make my list not just what did I enjoy, it's like what made a real difference, what spun off to other things I enjoyed.
My number 2 is kind of at the other end of that spectrum. So it didn't start all these things off, but it finished them because my number 2 is it's again, we're talking about quite a little known film which didn't do very well at all at the box office. It's Avengers Endgame. There will be spoilers for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which technically is less than 10 years old for some of the movies. So if you're worried about that, skip ahead to this robotic timestamp.
51 minutes and 16 seconds.
And listen to Hurst's worst. Absolutely, post-apocalyptic, because half of everyone across the entire universe has vanished because Thanos did the old, oh, that was a bad one, snappity snap,
Nice.
and off went everybody.
Are you a left clicker or a right clicker? Oh, you've got them both. I can only click left.
Oh, interesting.
I can get a
Nice.
sort of. Actually, I think because I've got knackered fingers on my right, it doesn't help.
Oh, that makes
But
sense.
left is. I can get a proper.
Oh, yeah, that's loud. Can you do the slappy finger thing? I can't do that.
Not without dislocating my wrist anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, don't do that. I was talking about Avengers Endgame at some point, wasn't I? Yeah, Thanos, he clicked his fingers and wiped out half of all life. Like, all life, everything. And Endgame is 5 years after that. If you haven't seen Endgame, which you might not have done, maybe you're not a fan of the Marvel movies, it is the culmination of, I think it's around 20 other films that kind of come into Endgame and get tied up. And it's like a combination of lots of other TV shows and things like that. The final battle of Avengers Endgame featured main characters from these films and TV shows, 60 of them. 60 main characters
cast, yeah.
in a single film. It was so much to try and deal with. And the Russo brothers, right? There's the Russo brothers. Oof.
No idea.
Why haven't I got who directed this written in front of me? I'm sure it's right. Who directed Endgame? It was the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers who started out directing episodes of Community, the TV show, brilliant. Then went on to do, I think it is the most profitable film of all time. Good work, the Russo brothers. I hope it's not pronounced Russo and I'm fucking that up after my earlier Tallahassee fuck-ups. But yeah, it was so good. I went to the cinema at midnight to see it, a bit like with Top Gun 2, because A, I really wanted to see it, and B, I figured there would be less shouty children at the midnight showing, and I was correct. Instead, it was shouty adults, of which I was fucking one. I have never been in a cinema that's had this much reaction to a film that was showing. It was like being in a cinema in America if you're watching a movie showing a cinema in America, how they're all just whooping and hollering all the time. And there was no throwing popcorn because we are still British. If we're going to throw things there, Molotovs and bricks. Because
got to mean it.
But there was spontaneous cheering when certain things happened, and people breaking into applause and people shouting, no, like really loudly. Like, and me, I was in there. I was doing it as well, which was, by the way, great. I keep that up, America. I can see why you do it like that. It's just because there was so much on the line and so much coming together in this one movie. And obviously the people there at midnight were also kind of quite invested, and they knew all the stuff. They're like, oh my God, that's Spider-Man. He's coming back. Spoilers. Shit, it's only 6 years old. I have to cut that out. Well, it doesn't fit in a 10-year.
The whole thing's a spoiler. The end game happens, and
the whole thing is a spoiler, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
That it wasn't the end after Thanos killed everyone. That spoils the last one.
Shit! And I've ruined what happened in your quiz question about how did it occur. Like I told you at the beginning, but never mind. Yeah. The whole thing was filmed back to back with the previous movie, which was Infinity War, and it took, I think, over a year to do the whole things, and they were obviously shooting out of order and stuff like that to get it to work. The film itself was over 3 hours long, Hurst, but honestly didn't feel like that because I was bouncing up and down in my chair.
Right, but it is brilliant. 3 hours of that is pretty decent.
It is incredible. It brings closure. How many apocalyptic movies have closure? I can think of this one. Maybe I Am Legend brings a little bit of closure, but yeah, Endgame kind of feels weirdly grounded for a Marvel movie. Like Captain America is running therapy support groups now. Like that's what he does because there's no one to fight against anymore, and everything's collapsing. And it also has the first openly gay person in a Marvel movie who happens to be one of the people at the therapy who says, my boyfriend or my husband, I'm not sure which. He's the first one in all those fucking movies. Good one, Marvel. But anyway, yep. Endgame 2. Loved it. Not Endgame 2. Endgame is at number 2, and I loved it.
And we carry on. My post-apocalypse always feels more raw to me because I can see that it could happen in the next few years. Whereas you've gone much more sci-fi
likely.
And superheroes. Yeah, it's less likely that suddenly there'll be superheroes and a god will come in and destroy half of humanity.
Well, my first sci-fi had us dying under a mountain of rubbish, which I would argue is incredibly likely.
Yeah, certainly not in the next 5 years. Yeah, no, it is an interesting shout. I've not really considered the Marvel movies because it doesn't feel post-apocalyptic to me, even though technically, by the rules of the game, that one is. Okay, now listen up, everyone. The worst does not count. Stop making it count. Play the game.
It's true.
And if you're basing it on bad information, then that's to the detriment of humanity. You might be causing an apocalypse. So, the worst. The Postman from 1997.
Oh, shit.
Neither snow nor rain nor nuclear winter shall stop this mailman from delivering mediocrity. Taking place in 2013, about 15 years after a series of unspecified wars, plagues, and economic collapses wipe out the US government. Kevin Costner directs and stars in this 3-hour epic fail about a drifter who inspires hope in post-apocalyptic America by delivering the fucking mail.
Yes.
A dreadful idea, delivered dreadfully, no pun intended. What Costner thought would be poetic turns into a ponderous sermon padded with monologues, horseback slow-mo, and the most aggressively beige colour palette in cinema history. Cliff Clavin was not the star of Cheers. Why make a 3-hour movie about him after the apocalypse? Released 2 years after Waterworld, which was a contender, it cemented Costner's reign as the patron saint of self-important flops. The apocalypse came, it was mostly speeches. Everyone that was left died of boredom. Budget? About $80 million. It made less than half of that.
It was like 30 or something, wasn't it? Fuck. Yeah, Costner.
That's it. I'm not even giving you a fact about that.
All right, Hurst, my the worst is more modern than yours. Not by a massive amount. Mine's from 2008. It is M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. I think we did discuss the rules. This one starts with the apocalypse in the movie. So it's not technically all post-apocalypse in the same way, I guess, that Battlestar Galactica isn't, because you see what caused everything to go a bit wrong. But the happening, fucking what? It doesn't know what it wants to be, right? It could have been funny, but they tried to make it serious. It could have been like camp and fun, but no, we're going to try and pretend this is actually something that might be vaguely possible. It was really, it wasn't terribly acted, but you could tell that the script was so bad that the actors didn't really know how to deliver the lines in it. They just seemed bewildered for the entire film, much like myself watching it. And the tone is all over the place, and the idea of, spoiler alert, it's the trees and the plants. Oh no, they're going to kill us. I think they started to release some sort of weird chemical which made people start to commit suicide. And that was the beginning, and the beginning was fucking good. That was the good bit. And then you had Marky Mark and Zooey Deschanel, right? He was a science teacher. Yeah, okay. And she was his wife, which, maybe I can see that. But anyway, yeah, they kind of figure out what's happening. Oh, the trees are fighting. They're releasing airborne toxins. Ooh, fucking hell. Oh, God, it was bad. Like, none of it made sense. The shitty pseudoscience is so bad that even my fucking child knew what they were saying was bullshit. There was just no tension. There was no logic. And yeah, they run away from the wind. There is a sequence where they are running from the wind and having serious conversations with a fucking pot plant, which is clearly plastic. Fuck. And it's not meant to be funny. They could have made that funny. It would have been funny as hell. Someone could have come in at the end and go, make this plastic. And nope, that was apparently meant to be a real plant, and it was an important part of the plot. Fuck you, the happening. M. Night Shyamalan did go downhill fairly quickly. The village was the last potentially acceptable one, I think, in my opinion, that he did. But yeah, that's it. That'll do. I've told you what caused the apocalypse, so no point in you trying to guess. Fucking, it was ridiculous.
But please, for the good of humanity, don't vote based on it. Vote based on this. For my number one, what I consider to be, outside of The Matrix, the greatest post-apocalyptic movie is, as Squirrell mentioned, actually, not so very long ago, although he called it I Am Zombie. It's actually I Am Legend from 2002, starring Will Smith. New York City, empty, grass cracks the pavement, deer sprint through Times Square, and one man, hunts, scavenges, and talks to mannequins in shops. I Am Legend opens like an art film and unfolds like a book. Will Smith delivers the performance of his career as Dr. Robert Neville, a virologist who accidentally becomes the last man standing. By day, he's methodical, he traps, he radio broadcasts, he experiments, and then by night, he is shit scared. The city belongs to the infected, fast, feral, vampire-like shadows of humanity. It is a masterclass in solitude. The film's first half is pure atmosphere, the sound of the wind through skyscrapers, the crackle of an old radio, the whimper of his amazing dog Sam, who should have a credit.
Best bit.
The last heartbeat of his sanity, basically, just as anyone who's got dogs, like, you can imagine being all on your own and then how much difference it would make if you had a dog. Yeah, and when the world finally does intrude, it's absolutely brutal. I Am Legend is only 90 minutes long, which we know that I love. But in that 90 minutes, it has everything. Yeah, it says it's an hour and 40, but that last 10 minutes is credits. It literally is about 91 minutes of playtime. But it has, like, everything. It's got tension, action, love, loss. I mean, tears guaranteed every time. Again, we're outside of the statute of limitations, but I find it difficult to bring myself to watch it because of when the dog dies. But at the same time, it's the only film where I know that happens that I can watch again and again because it's just such a great film. It's got the full range of human emotion and some absolutely shit scary zombies / like it says possible vampires, because they die in the sunlight. They're fast, strong intelligence with a shark-like ability to smell and track blood. It is a highly intense but also beautifully acted. Again, I use the word character study because I think when someone plays a part that well, it's like Will Smith in Castaway.
Tom Hanks, my friend, not Will Smith.
It's like Tom Hanks in Castaway, where the whole film hinges on his ability to act and evoke emotion from an audience. Yeah, there are some other cast that pop in the flashbacks, and then, the lady and her kid, Anna, and her kid turn up at the end. But the bulk of the film revolves around Will Smith just acting, and he does it so well. You believe in it. The whole thing's great. The cinematography bathes ruin in gold. Sunlit Decade never looked quite so beautiful, and he just carries the weight of the whole film on his own. Charisma stripped right down to the bone. Vulnerability shines through every little muttered joke or whispered plea that he makes. It's just brilliantly done. I loved it when it came out. I must have watched it 5 or 6 times since. I watched it again this week because I thought, it's a good excuse to do it, and it's just still so damn good. So, Hurst's final thought: I Am Legend isn't about the end of the world. It's about what's left when the noise stops. The apocalypse distilled to a single heartbeat and a man's need to make it mean something. And this time we have 2 fun facts, but one of them is a fun estimated fact.
Oh, let me try and guess which one.
Fun fact 1. The German shepherd who played Sam, called Abby, was so beloved on set that Will Smith tried and failed to adopt her after filming. Fun fact 2. The filmmakers built an entire 6-block replica of post-apocalypse Manhattan on a disused Brooklyn Navy Yard lot because it was still cheaper than shutting down the areas of Manhattan that they needed for filming.
What year did it come out?
2007.
Did they just draw it all? That would be so much money to rebuild all those houses. And it would make sense. Will Smith is up his own arse enough, I'm sure, to think that you could just have the dog, even though it clearly belongs to someone else. It's an incredibly well-trained animal. Yeah, I'm going to say that Will Smith tried to adopt the dog.
He did, in fact, try to adopt the dog and failed. It was
not.
But they did actually shut down large parts of Manhattan, including Fifth Avenue, Washington Square Park, and Times Square, but only in short, very tightly controlled bursts, usually a few minutes at dawn.
And I bet it did cost them a fucking fortune.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they paid local residents $300 a day to vacate their apartments overlooking key streets just in those couple of hours in the morning, just so they could get the eerie, empty city shots without any movement in the background.
Do you know, no mention of the ending, Hurst?
No, I didn't mention the ending. It's
Yes, but it's wrong. It's the wrong fucking ending. That's not how... The ending, in my opinion, fucks the entire movie. Like, absolutely. In the book, which was great, it had the correct ending where he discovers that the alpha male was only after him because he'd got his wife/mate, whatever you want to call it, and when he gave her back, they just walked away, and Will Smith realised that... Not Will Smith, whatever he was called, Neville, realised that he was the bad guy. He was the fucking legend. That's the whole point of the film. He was the bad guy in this. And yes, and Hollywood went, nah, we're just going to have him die and those two can get away.
Yeah, I never read the books, so in fairness, so maybe I should, but I still love the film. I mean, maybe I'd have loved it less.
It's great until the last 5 minutes where what? It's so much better if they recorded the proper ending and you can still see it and it's great.
But in fairness, we are rating movies and TV shows.
We are not rating books, you are quite right, and we are rating movies that can't do it right. We hadn't mentioned that we're not including The Matrix. That was specified by our Patreon, who I still haven't looked up, and apologies. I might robot it in after this. It was obviously...
I looked, and I couldn't find it. Sorry.
So there we are. But yes, we're not counting The Matrix. So my winner was Matrix 2. No, fuck no. Hey, what was my winning one, Hurst?
Your number one is Mad Max Fury Road.
Of course it fucking is. Mad Max Fury Road is one of the most incredible things I've ever had the pleasure of sitting down in front of. And I love it. And it's an apocalyptic movie. So in it goes. Is it better than The Matrix? Don't know. Don't have to know. Don't care. Obviously, it's post-apocalyptic. We are out of water. We are out of petrol. We're out of a lot of things. There does seem to be food for everybody, but it's kind of ganking and wet, which is actually not what you'd expect if we were running out of water. But anyway, as Hurst mentioned, Max Rokotansky, just a stupid name, is Drifter. He somehow has enough food to turn himself into a fucking roided up nightmare of a human. Excellent. And he meets with Furiosa as she betrays the bad guy, Morton Joe, and takes his wives and his war rig away. And then it's just, a car chase that lasts for most of the rest of the movie. There are brief moments of respite, but they are brief moments. And it is just unstoppable. Like the war rig itself, the movie just fucking goes at you for, I don't know how long the film was. Fucking probably an hour and a half, because it's a perfect film.
Nearly 2 hours.
Wow, shit, it does not feel like that. It batters you in the head over and over again with just cars exploding. And the cars, they look so cool. They're post-apocalyptic cars, so they've been cobbled together out of parts of other cars, and they're just kind of roll cage, and that's all they are. And people can just pop out of, well, not windows, so they don't have glass in, but they just pop out of holes in the roof and the back and the front. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking car, and there are people hanging off it. Don't matter. And fucking witness me, and now I'm just saying things that aren't going to make sense if you haven't seen the film, but it's fucking silver and chrome. Oh, what a lovely day. I love Mad Max, as people know, because I think I've talked about it before. I can't remember why, but I fucking did. It's from 2015, so it's not a 99 movie. I can't think why I've mentioned it before, but I have, so there we are.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Filmed in Namibia after, ironically, they couldn't film in Australia due to droughts, which is, considering the subject of the movie, you'd think would have helped them. But no, they had to move it out. And it was almost a redefinition of what an action film could be, a bit like John Wick would be later on. It went back to just fucking kinetic storytelling. There was minimal dialogue. There was some emotion from the characters. The only emotion from the viewer was, way! Constantly. And it was kind of a more feminist story. And I think that did piss some people off because they're idiots. But they're like, this isn't about Max. It's about Furiosa. Yeah, deal with it. Fucking losers. What does that matter? He's still in it. Look, there he is. The film's... Fuck those guys. He's got a fucking dude playing a flamethrower guitar. What do you want? Oh, I want more boys. All right, mate. Fucking hell. Jesus. Anyway, brief tangent into dickheads there. The film is just brutal and on and on and on and back to films kind of like Commando, but for cars. There we are. Mad Max, Fury Road. God damn, it's good. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the black and white version he put out. Love it. Just all good. Are you ready for your fact and your estimated fact, Hurst?
Hit me.
Charlize Theron injured her wrist when she fell out of the war rig during a rehearsal, like an idiot. Fortunately, it was the arm that was going to be replaced in post-production by her robot arm, so they just replaced her green arm sock with a green plaster. Or, this was obviously directed by George Miller, and his previous 3 films were Babe, Pig in the City, Happy Feet, and Happy Feet 2.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, definitely.
You're absolutely correct. Yep, that is sweet.
Too good of a fact to not be a fact.
All right, I mean, yeah. Babe, Pig in the City to Mad Max. Like, how, George Miller, how? I'm clicking my mouse. Apologies for those of you at home.
Guy's got range.
Excellent work from both of us on Fact and Estimated Fact this episode. Well done, us. And there you are, rankers. There are our lists. Hurst, what do we do now?
Well, I think we ought to decide what we're going to do in 2 weeks' time by spinning the wheel.
One new thing on the wheel, obviously taking post-apocalyptic things off. One new thing came in from Meg98, the top 5 Girls Aloud songs, Hurst.
Oh, Christ alive.
I thought she might be trying to capitalise on your love of the Spice Girls. Do you not like Girls Aloud?
No.
That's perfect, because I fucking love them.
Shut up, Meg.
Excellent.
Fine, spin the wheel.
Here it goes. All right, what's it going to be? Oh my God, Hurst! Finally, it's happened!
Yay! Kitchen implements.
The top 5 kitchen implements.
And it's perfect timing because my new kitchen will be complete on Wednesday and we will be moving all of the utensils back in from the shed so I can really investigate up close what all the utensils do and how well designed they are and frankly which ones have got the best names.
So top 5 kitchen implements came to us from Rachel Brackets the Juggler. Thanks, Rachel Brackets the Juggler.
Yeah.
Remember Patreons, if you've got something you want to put on the wheel, let us know, because we are chopping them off at an alarming and yet twice as slow rate. Right, cool. Where's my web tab that tells me how the fuck to end these things? There we go. Radio. What do we say? We say don't forget to vote. Hurst, that's an important thing we say. Go to our website, www.top5faceoff.co.uk. And I may have redesigned it slightly so the thing you're voting on is big and at the top. But maybe you've got to click on the first thing that comes up. No one's talking to you, Google lady. Go away. Anyway, fuck it, that can stay in. Decide which one of us is correct. That's the most important thing you can do. The rankers make the decision at the end of the day as to what becomes the official world ranking. Also,
quick shout out to the official supporters hub.
Yes, the official supporter hub is Davpaz, Kovac, still paying in dollars, and now Meg98 as the newest member of the official supporter hub. Well done, Meg, even though she suggested girls allowed us.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing to do, but we still love you.
Yes, so do join our Patreon. It helps Hurst and I out. It lets you choose which episodes are going to be next. It pays for the techno bobbins that we do use to record this, even though it might not sound like it. You know, this shit costs money. Let's put the wheels down and bring this one into land, Hurst. Please rate and review this podcast if you have the capability. That apparently helps feed the algorithm. We don't know. We don't understand that shit. Probably simpler if you just tell one of your mates, "Oi, there's these two people that are wrong all the time on the internet," and they'll be like, "Well, that's what the internet's for, bruv." And you'll be like, "Nah, fam, these is well funny," and they use words that they shouldn't be, considering they're both over 40. Words like fam.
Yes, do you get me though?
Yeah, I get you. Say less, my G.
Isn't it?
We're so street.
That's it.
Fucking Jesus. You can contact us by email if you've got something long to say. hello@top5faceoff.co.uk. We are on Blue Sky. I check that occasionally. We are on Facebook. You can get in touch on there. Hurst is normally more active on that one. And you can leave us comments on Spotify. I found a comment on Spotify, Hurst, saying that you were indeed a really good neighbour.
Yes, of course. Katie.
Hurst, you sell art on the internet. If I wanted to buy your art, how would I buy one art, please? What would I do?
Well, importantly, you would go to www.doghouseart.co.uk, but also going and just following me on the likes of Instagram at dog.house.art really helps, because then it will let other people see it. More algorithm stuff that we don't really understand.
Please, rankers, rewind this podcast for the next person that comes along to listen, and we will join you in 2 weeks' time for the top 5, you can't wait, we can't wait, kitchen implements.
Utensils.
I don't care, I'm leaving it. Bye, rankers.
See you later. Love you.
Top 5 Face Off is presented by Matt Hurst and Matt Squirrell and produced by Powerstorm Awesomefire Incorporated. For more details and to vote for a winner, visit top5faceoff.co.uk. Thanks for listening.
Top 5 face off. Top 5 face off. Top 5 face off.
Well, Squirrel, today we shall be ranking the top 5 movies or TV shows based in post-apocalypse.
You happy with that?
Not really. Every week my face looks redder and redder on that camera.
I'm good. I'm blaming the camera. Maybe there's a white balance setting you could adjust somewhere, but you do look power red. Like I've said something that make you real angry. Let me try it out. Ooh, you wife's a hoe. Brilliant. There's an outtake that just doesn't work in the audio format, but I might give it to you anyway, rankers. And being unable to sleep without being tucked in on all sides, lest I would be pricked and turned into foliage. Brackets. It's a weird film, close brackets.
That's why Carly tucks herself in.
Is that true?
For fear of getting pricked.
Straight to the outtakes if you. The slightest brush against me when I'm in the sea made me think I am about to become a particularly tasty hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres.
I think think they mean hors d'oeuvre. They literally wrote that.
Hors derbies, nice. That's what I'm calling those from now on. They're no longer hors derbies, they're hors derbies.
Yep. What the fuck? Where did I even get to? Slightest brush against me when I'm in the sea.
Sounds like a venereal disease.
A disease, I was just about to say a disease.
Hors derbies.
An especially entertaining racer ascot. And here comes Jasmine.
And they're off.
Right behind Crystal. Fuck, I'm out of it. Yeah. Get fucked, money slinger. I get out of context that at the end. That'll be the last thing he hears. Get fucked, money slinger.
Excellent. So we are now to the important crux of the show where we are doing our votes. But prior to launching into that, we need to decide who's going first. How are we going to do that?
Yes, first I'm going to flip the coin of necessity. First I'm going to
flip the coin of horse derbers.
Maybe I am zombie. Apologies if you're going to talk about that in a second.
I am zombie.
No, I'm legend.
Okay, now listen up, everyone. The worst does not count. Stop making it count. Play the game.
Stop trying to make worst happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, stop trying to make fetch happen. Stop trying to make worst happen.
Fucking love Mean Girls. It's Mean Girls an apocalyptic movie in any sense. I want to get that on it. It's a Christmas movie.
Is it?
Yeah, they dance. You know the dance. The slightest brush against me when I'm in the sea makes me think I'm about to become a particularly tasty fucking no, I can't
horse
say
derbies.
it properly. I can't say horse derby. I'm going to say fuck's sake, Mally.
Even by our standards, this one's gone on a long time.
Top 5 face off.